the recording started. So as I said, we're going to be recording. So yeah, just to say welcome again, this West Lothian Council Economic Development, and it's an overview of the funding for 2023. And I'm going to share my screen here with the funding. Can everybody see that? Yeah. Or if anybody can let me. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. So that's great. So yeah, so as I said, new funding webinar for 2023, the support available from West Lothian Council. So just to give you an overview of what we're going to go through. So at the moment, we're quite fortunate. We do have a good bit of support available to help businesses in West Lothian. So we'll quickly run through existing support that we've had in place for our business development grants. Then my colleague Amanda is going to give an overview of the energy efficiency grant. Then I'll give some information about digital development grant. Then Lynn Martin's going to go over the graduate recruitment grant. And then Angela Bell from the college will give some more information about the economic development fund through the college. So the business development grants, we've had this support in place for a few years now, so we're quite fortunate. So I'm just going to give an overview of this. So just to set the scene, this is really aimed at businesses primarily within our key sectors. So that might cover the life sciences, engineering, manufacturing, construction, within the area. The Growth Assistance Project GAP, as you can see, support will be considered for projects involved costings up to 100k, and typical grant can be around about 40, 50k. So there's a good bit of support there to help businesses. That grant is primarily aimed at sort of creating high value skilled jobs, so well-paid jobs within the local area. So that support is really targeting that to try and help create these additional jobs within West Lothian. The training grant, again, supporting those key sectors, and it's really looking to help upskill and reskill people within your business at the moment, or to bring in new additional staff. Given we've obviously been through COVID, we've gone Brexit, there's been there's a big skills gap at the moment, and there's that sort of issues with recruitment and things like that. So that fund is really aimed to try and either bring on staff within your existing business, or sort of look at the existing pool of people within the marketplace and help them retrain and bring them in to the business. So that's the training grant. And then the economic recovery fund, again on the back of the sort of the pandemic, COVID and Brexit and all these issues, is to sort of support businesses sort of come through that and help them sort of get that sort of step up the ladder again, and to sort of bounce back from COVID and Brexit, and try and support that. So that's quite an open fund. So again, speak to us, speak to your advisor. We can sort of help look at different projects to help you access funding to grow, adapt, and obviously bounce back from sort of recovery. So that's a sort of quick sort of overview of business development. I'll now pass you on to Amanda, who's going to give a quick update on the energy efficiency grant.
Thanks, David. That's great. So the energy efficiency grant, or low carbon grant, if you just go to the next slide, I'll just it's okay. Yeah, so here we go. It's like a quick snapshot of the overview of our energy efficiency grant. As I'm sure you're aware, Scotland has some really ambitious net zero targets that are legally binding. So by 2045, as a country, we need to be hitting net zero emissions. But not just that, as a business, if you are operating sustainably, it is a source of competitive advantage. So this low carbon fund is here to support your business with projects and processes that you might struggle to get over the line without this grant support. It will assist your business with projects that work towards those lower emissions and overcome barriers related to net zero. It will help to implement new processes. It can help the business to to promote your green credentials. And it can help your business take advantage of any opportunities that can arise from that transition to net zero. So some potential grant ideas, it would be if you were looking at how you process waste in the business. It can include like an overall waste reduction strategy or repurposing any waste material. The grant could be there to help support that. If you're looking to maybe implement sort of nature-based solutions, so things like reforestation or rewilding projects that are aligned with things like carbon offsetting. But what is important, that what the grant won't do is it won't just support a project where you're just operating business as usual. We do need to see that commitment from your business to change. It can also help you switch to more sustainable suppliers. So looking at your raw materials, if there's any barriers that are preventing you from maybe using a more sustainable source, the grant could help support that. It can also just help you promote the business and your green credentials. We know that like the key way, the whole sort of net zero is credibility and being open and honest with your customers about that journey and the challenges, but that can really help build a really great brand awareness with your customers and also improve their trust in you as well. But it can also be used for really what I'd say quite actionable sort of smaller projects. So things even like upgrading lighting in your offices or warehouses to LED lights, solar panels with battery storage, you know, it's there to sort of support more sort of easier wins, I suppose you'd say, in comparison to the whole sort of net zero carbon journey. So the criteria of the grant, you as a business can get up to £10,000. You ideally will employ 5 staff, have been trading for 1 year and are showing us that you've got growth potential over the next 3 years. Ideally, you would maybe already have done some baselining around your carbon footprint, but don't worry, we can support you with that. And ideally, I suppose the project would be looking to target your biggest like emitter as a business. So whether that's how you heat your building, or how your fleet operate, etc. But what I will say is that we are really open. So as much as we've got this criteria and I've talked you through some grant ideas, projects will just be assessed on a case-by-case basis. So just to reiterate what David said, do speak to us, contact your advisor, have a look on our Invest website, contact the mailbox, and I'd be happy to sit down and have a chat, even if you're not entirely sure what the project maybe looks like, but you're keen to do something. Like, we are here to support you. And just to make you aware, as a business gateway service, we don't work in isolation generally, but especially with sustainability projects. Like, we do work really closely with some key partners such as Business Energy Scotland, Zero Waste Scotland, Scottish Enterprise, and we also have relationships with some universities who can offer that one-to-one support to your business if you're needing sort of more intense project support. So any questions regarding that?
No, nothing from us.
Yeah. I think that's me then, David.
Okay, thanks, Amanda. That was great. I'll move on. I think it's back to me. But the digital development grant. So again, I'll quickly run through this just to give you an overview. So the purpose of the grant, really, one of the key drivers for us that wants productivity to support businesses, obviously get more productive and work more efficiently and smarter. And obviously technology is a big opportunity for businesses to do that. So the digital development grant is really to support businesses to look at opportunities within digital and the technology sector. So purpose of the grant, as I said, is to help you work smarter really and more efficient. So that could be reducing operational costs, improve market share, increase your revenue. Cybersecurity is obviously a big thing highlight at the moment as well. Obviously, you lock your office up at night, so internet, and obviously there's a lot of sort of pirates out there trying to target businesses. So I think it's important if you're cybersecurity to look at that and get the right security in place for your websites and your data and all that. So I think that's really important. So we're keen to look at projects around cybersecurity as well. And obviously, if you're not online, then really I think you should be looking to get online, so we can help you look at websites, IT equipment and things like that. So in terms of the funding and the amount available, so if you're a VAT registered business, you can apply for funding up to 7,500 for projects around about 15k. So if it's less than that, we would generally look to support you about 50% of the project. And for non-VAT businesses, so the smaller end, there's potential funding up to £1,000. Again, the project value up to 2k, but it would be 50% funding, less than that. So again, the types of projects there, the eligible costs, it's about digital skills, software, IT, hardware, improve your infrastructure, sort of websites, apps, etc. But again, as Amanda said, we're very open and happy to speak to you on a one-to-one basis. So speak to your advisor, speak to us. We're open and it's flexible. We can try and work with you if it's a project that we think is going to help you grow, going to develop the business. If there's new opportunities, creating obviously new jobs, etc., then we're very open to look at that as well. So again, hopefully that gives you an overview. I'm not going to go into too much more detail. Has anybody got any more? I don't know if there's got anybody questions about that or.
No, again, nothing from us. I think we are actually in the process of applying for this one, so.
Perfect, great. Well, that's good. I think, Mark, did you have your hand up?
Yeah. Well, as you know, we're
Yes.
similar. We've just applied for a digital development grant yesterday there. But I was just wondering, are you limited to the number of grants you can apply for within the year or?
Yeah, so we've obviously got a finite amount of money, Mark. So obviously, obviously we're trying to support as many businesses within the area as we can. So generally, obviously, we would maybe look at just maybe one per business. But again, depending on the project, speak to us if there's money available and if it's a good opportunity, then I'm sure we would look and consider that. But probably generally, yeah. I mean, as I said, we're trying to help as many businesses across the area as we can. So probably looking at maybe one application per sort of grant and things like that. But
yeah.
Again, if you've got a project, speak to us and we're happy to look at that and see if we've got the money there and if it's a good opportunity, then I'm sure we would consider that and look at that. So again, I can speak to you directly about that, Mark, obviously offline as well. But yeah, I mean, I think we're open to do that if it's a good opportunity and it's obviously it's an economic development for the local area, creating jobs, going to help you grow. Then yeah, I think we're open to look at further support.
Yeah, no, I think and probably this coming year we probably will have a bit of growth within the business. So yeah, it's good to know.
Yes. So just obviously we'll be in touch with you, but just keep that conversation going, and we can look at that on a.
No problem. Thank you.
Perfect. Okay, so pass you on to Lynn.
Morning, everyone. Hi, how are you? So do you want to move that?
Yeah.
Brilliant. So this, I'm just going to give you a short overview. Like all the advisors have said as well, this is all on our Invest in West Lothian website. We've got more details of all the funds and other sort of sources of funding that are available. What I would say that with this fund and all the other funds as well, they have to be in place in advance of your project. So before you do any project spend, before you hire any staff, that has to be agreed in an offer letter offered in place before you start on any sort of project, start spend, hiring staff. So this fund is the Graduate Recruitment Fund, and this is a 10k award, and it's a really good fund. It's been really successful in the last year, and what that is for local businesses looking to create good positions for recently graduated staff. And this is for a place of 12 months at least, and it's must be on a salary of 25k and above. Now there's 3 areas that we aim to sort of select your graduates from, and it's cyber security, green and STEM graduates. But what I would say over the last year, again, we'll talk to you on sort of any areas basically that you're looking to hire a graduate or someone on a higher value salary that's going to add to your business, and you're obviously creating that good opportunity. We would prefer it to be a West Lothian, someone living in West Lothian, but again, we will look, and if you're not able to recruit from the area. So this is, like I said, it's £10,000 to help you employ a graduate on a minimum starting salary of 25k. There's not really much to add, but if you've got any questions around this, or I know I've supported quite a few businesses in the local area. I'm going to do a big push on it this year because, creating these jobs really does have a positive impact on the local area and the business as well. Is there any questions?
Again, nothing from us, thanks.
That's great then, Lynn. We'll pass you on to then Angela at the college.
Hi there. Thanks for inviting me along today, David. I just thought I'd give you a quick overview of the fund that we're working with, the Economic Development Fund that we're working with the council on. We've been working on this for the last 3 years. We've tweaked the courses a little bit this year in line with council priorities, and we're looking to offer courses to upskill and retrain staff within your business. Employers can apply for up to £5,000 worth of training, which is all, as I say, outlined in the brochure. The qualifications cover things like management, mental health and environmental courses. The management qualifications vary, so we offer things like ILM, which are aspirational and top courses. So if you have somebody in the business who's looking to become a manager or to upskill, then that's the type of course for them, because they're going to be taught how these things happen. When you look at our SVQs or our development awards, they are competency based. So the employee has to be in the job role to be able to deliver those qualifications. So that you're wanting somebody who's been promoted into the role and is living that role. We can then offer the training to support them and get the qualification by the end of it that shows that they are competent in being a manager in that role. There's pre-assessments for some of these. So again, we're double checking that you are in the right role before you actually take on the qualification. And for those, it's more about producing the evidence that you need to gain the qualification. We've created 2 new areas this year. So we've got some areas around mental health. So we've got some courses in neurodiversity, menopause awareness for managers, and mental health awareness. These have been very popular through our mainstream FWDF qualification funds this year. So again, offering these out to council employees. In line with what Amanda spoke about, we've also got some environmental courses on there. So these are all online self-study courses that are certificated. So if you are looking at your net zero targets and you're looking at the fund that Amanda spoke about, this might be something that you can do to train your staff on different elements, and then it ties into that fund as well. So you then might have a project, or you might have something that would work. So that's that was good to learn that this morning, that you were doing that. So that all ties in really well. So you could do some learning and then apply for the fund, because based on the learning that you've learned and the improvements you can make to your business. How do you get the money? So there is an application. My colleague Alison Simons has already been out to over 100 businesses across West Lothian, businesses that the advisors are all working with. So you should all have had at least 2 emails from her. We've had about 3 or 4 applications already in, and we've got about 10 employers that are actually working on applications just now. So with the application, we're looking for you to do a basic training needs analysis, which you send to us, and a proof that you're a registered company. For example, a bank statement or VAT register, something like that. And we actually send it to the Business Gateway, and it's the council that will approve it for us. But once that comes back to us, we then will sort your training. We'll work with you directly and give you start dates, get you all set up. Yeah, they're all accredited courses this year. I think that probably covers it all, but has anybody got any questions? I think we've worked with yourself, Mark, before. Another training.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, that reminds me, because I do remember seeing Alison's email come in, so I'll share with my colleagues and see if there's anything, anything of interest.
That's great. As I say, there's a few new things in there this year, and we've tweaked it along the lines of what the council were looking for us to deliver. So it is different, but there is a link which I know David's got to the brochure is on the council website. But if Alison's been in touch, she'll have emailed it to you as well, so you'll have that.
Yeah, I've got that. Yeah, thank you.
That's great.
That's great, Angela. Thank you. Thanks, Mark. I don't know if Juliet and Nigel, have you had that email? I don't know.
We've had it, yeah. Is it being changed then? Some of the criteria, and we find it all on the website, do we?
Yeah, the criteria has not really changed. It's really just the courses that we're offering. We've been a bit more specific this year on what we're offering, based on what the council would like us to deliver, which is based on the needs of the businesses that they're working with. So we are looking and more at your management qualifications. There's development awards in a whole range of subjects, which are basically just 2 units from an SVQ. So you're getting a smaller delivery time. You're not taking up as long a time to get this qualification. The ILMs that we deliver that are college based, there is some online elements to them, but you do come into college, they last an academic year. An SVQ will maybe last you 6 months to 9 months, but you're doing development awards and things, they're only going to last you about 3 months. So they are quicker, sharper courses to actually take on and won't take up your time.
That's good. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Angela. Thanks, Angela. So I don't know if you can see my screen there. So I don't know if you can see the brochure, can you?
No, I think you'll need to stop sharing and reshare it because you would have only been sharing that presentation, David, as
Right,
opposed to
apologies.
your full screen.
Right, let me go and share it then. So I basically just clicked through the website to show where I can find it. But we can obviously share this out with everybody. But right, stop sharing. Share again. Can you see that now, the brochure?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see that.
Yeah. So as Angela said, that's probably been emailed round to you. So yeah, there's all information about the various courses that you can access through the college. So again, we can email that round or I don't know, can you only see the website that I've clicked on, or is it
Yeah.
only
Yeah,
that?
we haven't had that, so I would appreciate if you could forward that to us here at Wealth Professional. That would be great. Thanks.
Of course, yeah, no problem, Joe.
Not a problem at all. And
yeah.
what I can get the email from David as well, and we can send you all the information out. We were just sending it based on the list that the council gave us, so there'll be additions to that. So that's great. We can do that.
Excellent. Thank you.
That's great. So can you see the website then, Invest West Lothian, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, it was just to highlight all there's a lot of good content and information about the various support that we offer just now. So in terms of our business funding, we've obviously covered quite a few funds today, but there is other things that we do offer. So we have, again, more for startup. We've got high growth start. We've got a project grant. We've got our steps into work scheme. So again, if you're looking at creating jobs for young people within West Lothian, there's a fund there to support you with that. And in terms of the workforce development, all that stuff that Angela mentioned in the college, training your existing staff, you can access that through the website, but we'll obviously share that with you anyway. And there's a lot of links to other partners and things as well. Our news and events, we run a lot of events as well. So again, I would encourage you to obviously keep an eye on the Invest West Lothian website. You can follow us on social media through LinkedIn, Facebook, etc. So there's a lot of good content that we share from our local partners. So there's the chamber events. We've got a meet the buyer event. So in terms of procurement and things like that. So a lot of good events is getting shared on that. So I'd encourage you to do that. We've also got a new part to the website, which is the jobs vacancies part. So our employability colleagues do this, but again, if you guys have got any jobs that you're looking to promote or advertise, it's obviously a free opportunity to go and promote that on our website. You can upload your job opportunities and we can link you in with our employability colleagues. So that was just to give you a wee screenshot of that as well. We'll stop sharing that, but we come back to the main screen if I can. So for that, stop sharing. Is that back to normal? So that hopefully that gives you a good overview. I mean, just to reiterate again, any sort of funding that we offer, again, you need it's not retrospective. So obviously it needs to be agreed in principle first. So obviously speak to us beforehand about going through the application process and we can get that all in place and support you with that. As I said, we're quite open and flexible. So again, there's criteria there that we obviously have to stick to, but again, we're happy to speak to you and we're flexible and we can look at projects and we're obviously here to try and support businesses within West Lothian best we can. So obviously just pick up the phone, speak to us, speak to your advisor, or if you've not got one, just come to us direct. I don't know if anybody's got any questions or wants to add anything or come in at this point.
I think we're good, thanks.
No, I think we're fine, thank you.
I'm okay, thank you.
Well, that's great then, guys. Thanks for joining us this morning. As I said, this is going to be shared anyway, as well, so we can go over that. But we'll get an email out to you, obviously, Angela. I think we'll share your details, and Angela can get in touch with yourself, Julie, and Nigel to go over the funding through the college. And Mark, we can share that with you again if you want to speak to your staff, if there's opportunities for that. And obviously, I think you've both got an application in anyway for the digital support, so we can obviously take them forward with you and hopefully support you with that. But yeah, hopefully that gives you an overview that the support available from today.
Yeah,
That's
thank
great,
you.
thanks very
Okay.
much.
Tremendous, guys.
Thanks
Thank you
very much.
Thank
Thank
very
you.
much.
Cheers.
Thanks for
Thanks,
joining us this
David.
morning. Cheers. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.